Tony, Oscar, and Grammy-winning music legend who has sold over 300 million records worldwide. Holy moly, 300 million. His new album, The Lockdown Sessions, is out now. Please welcome the one and only Elton John! Whoa, that's what I'm talking about, yes! Oh, it's so good to see you.
Thank you. Lovely to see you, Jimmy.
Thank you so much for being here. I know you're in London, so I appreciate you zooming in and talking to me. I just wanted to tell you how much I love the album, The Lockdown Sessions, and congrats on having a #1 with Dua Lipa. You're always doing something different, and I just love, I'm a big fan, but I love when you get together with Dua and that came out, I go, Cold Heart, what is going on? This is like the coolest thing ever. And you didn't even get to the, it's no sacrifice. You didn't even do that.
No.
No.
We cut that bit out.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't need it. You just had Cold Heart. I go, I just loved it so much. Congrats. Did you know
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Did you know you were going to put an album out?
Listen, it all came about by accident. During lockdown, I was in this house in Windsor in England with my family, with the kids and David. And the last thing I thought I was going to do was make any music. And then people asked me to start playing and singing on their own records, which that's how I started out. I was a session guy before I became Elton. And so I played on Arina Sawayama, a Gorillaz thing, a Metallica, Miley Cyrus track, Glenn Campbell, Lil Nas X. Years and years, and I thought, I like this, gone back to where I used to be.
Yeah. And then you're like, why don't you come on my album?
Yeah. Well, when I did the Lil Nas X, Glenn Campbell, I was in Studio 2 at Abbey Road, and 54 years, practically to the day, I was playing piano on the Hollies. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. So that's, that's kind of a nice feeling to have.
That is pretty cool. And I was surprised to find out, but I guess it's true that, because Stevie Wonder is on here. Everybody is on this album, by the way. This is an awesome gift, by the way. Because if you're like, oh yeah, I love Elton John, but if you love Stevie Wonder, you guys have never done a duet together.
No, we've never done a duet, and we've known each other for so long. And so when I wrote this song, I suddenly thought, there's a harmonica solo here. And then he came and played piano. And then we put drums and bass, and then the choir. And in the end, he sang on it. And it's a dream come true for me because, not only do I love him as a musician and worship him as a songwriter, but he's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. So, this was a very exciting thing for me.
I have a photo here from 1973, and I think there's a cool story behind it. Do you remember where this was or what this was?
I do remember, and it's not one of my brightest and most wonderful moments. I was on the Starship, which was a jet that we were renting, and I'd just done a show. It was my birthday, and I wasn't happy with the show, so I went up front and sat on my own, and they said, come up to the bar, we want to sing Happy Birthday to you. And I went, I'm not interested in my birthday. And this happened about 3 or 4 times until my publicist burst into tears and said, you have to come up there. Stevie Wonder's at the organ. Of course, the plane had an organ on it. And he wants to sing Happy Birthday to you. And I felt such a horror. I felt so bad. And I went up there, and he sang Happy Birthday to me. And it's an incident I will never forget, and as I say, I'm not very proud of.
No, yeah, but it's still cool that, first of all, the name of the private plane was called the Starship. I love that. And then the fact that you have of course you have a piano on the plane or an organ on the plane. I just think that's pretty rad. Have you ever surprised everyone with a happy birthday? By singing them a happy birthday song?
I can't remember. I must have done in my life, but Stevie actually sang Happy Birthday to me at my 70th birthday as well, along with Lady Gaga, Ryan Adams, and Rosanne Cash. So, I've been very lucky in that respect. And on my 60th birthday, Tony Bennett, the Scissor Sisters, and Mary J. Blige. So I've been quite lucky with people singing me, but I'm not very good at singing birthday. I haven't really sung at anybody else's birthday party, but I've had lots of people singing to me, so I'm very lucky.
Yeah, mine's coming up September. So I will just throw it out there, and if we'll see where you're at.
Well, just give me an email, and I'll see where I am.
Yeah, no problem. Last time we talked, I was talking about how you always are into new music, and you're always supporting new artists, which you do as well on this. Not only Dua Lipa, but also you have Young Thug on here. You always know about music before it comes out, which is opposite of me. I'm going backwards. I'm just finding old music and going like, have you guys heard this song? And I was like, yeah, it came out 30 years ago. But how do you stay up to date, and why has it become a new tradition for you? You've been calling all these people and just saying hi and that you're a fan.
Well, I do a radio show on Apple every week for 6 years now, every week for 6 years, called The Rocket Hour.
Yeah.
And during that hour, I try and play new music that hasn't been played before. And so, you know, I get to hear new music, and then when I love something, I have the person on to interview them, and I get to know them. On the album, there's Ollie Alexander from Years and Years, Rina Sawayama, Surfaces, and S.G. Lewis. And I've gotten to be friends with all these artists. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've been a fan, and I love records, and I know the new, I know the old, but I'm more interested in the new, because that's what's going to take music further. And a lot of these people don't get enough exposure because radios have so many definite playlists, and these songs don't fit in. And so if I can get a chance to promote them and then be friends with them and then play with them and record with them, then it's fantastic for me.
Do you stay friends with the... Yeah, absolutely. That's why you're the one. Do you stay in touch with these people? Do you actually stay friends with them?
Yeah, yesterday I rang Tiana Taylor, who was a guest on my show a year and a half ago. I did a video with her because we became friends. Yes, I do. And I think it's really good and it's important. Jimmy, when I came to America, I had so much kindness shown towards me by Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys, Neil Diamond, Leon Russell, the Beatles, Bob Dylan, Linda Ronstadt, the band. And that made me feel so good. It kind of ratified what I was doing. And so I always thought, I must carry on that tradition of being, if you like something, tell the person that it's good. It doesn't have to be a musician. It can be a photographer, a painter, an actor, or whatever. But it's always, if it gives you pleasure and it makes you feel good, then ring them up and tell them.
Ah, I love that. More with Elton John after the break. We're going to talk about his tour. Come on back.